Good morning, all of you. Last disease from this chapter, that is AIDS. Every year, 1st December is observed as World AIDS Day, and India started a national AIDS control program in 1987. AIDS, the full form of this disease, is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, that is AIDS. This is usually fatal illness caused by a retrovirus. Retrovirus means a kind of virus which is a single stranded RNA which gets inserts himself in the cell's DNA, of course the host cell's DNA, and changing the structure of genome of the host cell. That is termed as retrovirus. And this disease, that virus name is human immunodeficiency virus, which actually weakens the body of a patient, and the victim becomes vulnerable to all life-threatening infections like opportunistic infections, mostly bacteria, tuberculosis. AIDS can be called a modern pandemic, first noticed in USA and then noticed in India from Tamil Nadu in April 1986. Structure of HIV virus. It is 100 to 140 nanometer in diameter and it is spherical in shape. Virus particle which shows centrally located two single-stranded RNA molecules with reverse transcriptase enzymes. These reverse transcriptase enzymes are useful to convert an RNA, single-stranded RNA, to DNA. It is covered by two layers of proteins. The outer layer of matrix protein, P17 number of protein, while the inner layer, which is capsid, the inner layer, inner one, that is P24. Outer layer of over the matrix protein layers, there is an additional layer of lipids impregnated with that means covered or lying inside with the glycoprotein GP120 and GP41, and this virus replicates means copying himself inactively by dividing the T4 lymphocytes and can remain in a latent state in the lymphoid cells. So virus has unique ability to destroy human T4 lymphocytes. That means this virus actually attack on our lymphocytes. That means it's attacking on our immune system. So immune system of a person becomes weak, and which is responsible for the acceptance of so many infections. That is called the susceptible for the diseases. HIV, which is found in the greatest concentration in the blood, semen, cerebrospinal fluid, that is CSF fluid, we can say, and the lesser extent in tears, milk, urine, saliva, cervical or vaginal secretions. Here the structure of virus which is given, where the kinds of proteins and the layers, two single-stranded RNA are shown, and also reverse transcriptase. Virus can be transmitted to the mode of transmission. Unsafe sexual contact, that is including the oral, vaginal or anal sex, any kind of sex, that is intimation of oral, vaginal or anal sex. Blood, via blood transfusions or the needle sharing, or from the mother to child, that is a transplacental. The pregnant woman can transmit the virus to her fetus through their shared blood circulation, or a nursing mother, a fetus which is actually a baby which is actually feeding by mother can transmit it to her baby from her breast milk. Other methods of spreading of the virus which are rare and include accidental needle injury. That means because of we can say a kind of avoidance or negligence of the doctor, artificial insemination with infected donated semen, like some people those who need artificial insemination. So the donated semen which is infected by HIV first, transplantation with the infected organs. So the patients those who need transplantation, organ transplantation, in that case, if the donated organ is from the HIV positive person, that is also one of the spread of the virus. AIDS virus has been found in urine, tears, saliva, breast milk, vaginal secretions, but it seems not to be transmitted by these fluids unless it gets into injuries. That means unless another person who is in contact with this fluid have an injury or cut on the skin or the part of the body, then only it enters. Clinical manifestations, that is also termed as symptoms. The initial infection of the virus with the virus, which is the formation of antibodies in our body, usually 2 to 8 weeks after the initial infection. Asymptomatic carrier state, where we can say the incubation period of this virus can be 6 months to 10 years, where the no signs of disease are found. AIDS related complex, where the one or more of the following clinical signs: a recurrent fever for the longer than 1 month, a continuous fever, fatigue, a mental condition, unexplained diarrhea, means without any reason, night sweats, shortening of breath, loss of more than 10% body weight, etc. AIDS is the end stage of HIV infection, the last stage, and it is characterized by a life-threatening opportunistic infections like pneumonia, tuberculosis, or Kaposi sarcoma, a kind of cancer. So last stage, AIDS, where a person is not actually dying because of the HIV load, but because of the more HIV load in the body, that person is susceptible to this kind of opportunistic infections. Now preventive measures for AIDS, where the AIDS had no cure, but still there are some treatments are available, but still preventive measures are better than the treatment. So prevention is better choice for it. People, particularly those in high risk group, that means those who are in the uh, indulge in the sex worker, those who are sex worker, that should be educated about the HIV transmission. Disposable needles and syringes should be used and disposed of properly and immediately. Sexual habits should be changed immediately. That means if for to be honest with the single partner only for sex. High risk groups should refrain from donating blood, means an area that is red light area or nearby area should not be collected blood donation camp from there. Toothbrushes, razors, or the other articles which can become contaminated with the blood, which should not be shared with each other. Before receiving blood, ensure that it has been screened for not containing HIV infection. For in case of any accident, that person needs a blood transfusion, correct? So in that case, the person who is actually receiving the blood or who is actually going to carry that bag of the blood, he have to confirm that thing, whether that blood in the bag which he is collecting is actually tested for HIV or not. Routine screening must be done for. So regular checkup, routine screening, which must be compulsory for those who are blood donors. So the blood will be HIV free. Organ donors, donors of semen and growth hormone, those who are actually helping, all these are actually helping in medical condition for others, but they are disease carrying or HIV carrying if they are infected with it and even they don't know about it. So that's why routine screening is most important for these persons. Patient undergoing the hemodialysis and females in high risk group who are pregnant or contemplating pregnancy. So the patients for hemodialysis and females, those who are actually pregnant or expected to be pregnant. Laboratory diagnosis of AIDS. How to diagnose? So ELISA, that is enzyme linked immunoabsorbance assay, the test which is used to detect the HIV antibodies. The confirm, and after if this test comes positive, then there is a confirmatory test which is usually Western blot. It is highly specific test which is based on the detecting specific antibody to viral core protein and envelope of glycoprotein. So Western blot, which is one of the kind of chromatography, we can say gel electrophoresis, a kind of chromatography in which core protein of the virus and envelope which is made up of glycoprotein can be found or can be checked. Treatment of AIDS. So although AIDS has no cure, certain medicines called antiretroviral drugs can help in reducing the viral load and prolong the HIV patient life of HIV patient. That means there is no proper cure for it, but at least a little bit prolonged life, prolonged life will be available for that person, HIV patient, because of the drugs. Examples of these drugs are used in antiretroviral therapy, ART, are TDF, that is tenofovir, EFV, efavirenz, lamivudine, 3TC, for etc. The use of vaccines and immunization programs have enabled us to eradicate completely the dreadful disease like smallpox. Here we have ended with the AIDS, and now we are going to sum up these diseases that vaccines and immunization programs have enabled us to eradicate completely the dreadful diseases like smallpox, large number of other infection diseases like polio, diphtheria, pneumonia, tetanus have been controlled to a large extent by use of vaccines. Biotechnology is on the verge of making available newer and safer vaccines, and also discovery of antibiotics and various drugs has also enabled us to treat the effectively infectious diseases like tuberculosis. Here we have finished with the part of this chapter of diseases, and then we are going to continue the last part of the chapter adolescence in the next video.